like falling so fast, chemicals react. The tide is high, but we keep on moving, taking me back, and I'm never the same. I'm feeling at home when I'm calling your name. We're carrying on when it's starting to change. The tide is high, but we keep on moving. This feels like scenes that I've seen before. Slow motion, caught in the revolving door. But I'm right here, hold the future in my hands. And you come near, this is our promised land. Remind me again how we started something, and we're not going back like lighting a match, and it's trying to catch like falling so fast, chemicals react. The tide is high, but we keep on moving, taking me back, and I'm never the same. I'm feeling at home when I'm calling your name. We're carrying on when it's starting to change. The tide is high, but we keep on moving, caught in a thrill, 'cause it's better than real life. Say that you will, and I'll give you my time. We can be still, and the rest of the world flies. Taking me back, and I'm never the same. I'm feeling at home when I'm calling your name. We're carrying on when it's starting to change. The tide is high, but we keep on moving. Where are we now? I'm losing grip on all that we found. Remind me how. Been searching in the dark, but here we are. Started something, and we're not going back like lighting a match, and it's trying to catch like falling so fast, chemicals react. The tide is high, taking me back, and I'm never the same. I'm feeling at home when I'm calling your name.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it?
Is this Taylor Swift?
I was thinking the same thing.
Because this feels like we shouldn't be allowed to play whatever this is.
Yeah.
This is we have Taylor Swift at home. That's what this is.
That's pretty
This band is called I Sound Exactly Like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The
Close.
Swift.
What's
Or
it called?
abbreviated T Swift.
That was Keep on Moving by Violet Island.
It's the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Jedi, just stop punishing yourself. Stop punishing yourself.
Well,
All right. I need your help, Andrew. I need
Okay.
your help.
I definitely
Okay.
always assumed that Jedi was like riding a bike in a gym. I don't know how you are riding a bike and watching a podcast at the same
know,
time.
he listens.
And in
He
the
has
rain.
he rides a tandem bike with a guy named Jim.
That's where I went wrong.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so here's
I know where he lives. That's pretty hilly. That would be so annoying to ride a tandem bike in that scenario.
I've never
would you
actually
not have
ridden a
double the
tandem.
power?
You'd have double the weight.
Guess
I wouldn't, but others might.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna show you a bunch of cards. You tell me if any of them are worth anything.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm just gonna go. We're gonna go.
Did
just
you
when we
get
do it like
cards
this,
today?
When we do it like that, what was that worth?
Lorcana
Did
cards.
you get cards today?
Mackenzie picked up. She was at Target and she picked up a few packs from each season.
Okay.
And they're not seasons. Whatever.
That's fine.
don't care.
I wasn't gonna criticize you publicly.
Okay.
know enough
Should
to
I just
know.
read the names to you, or just
No.
only tell you the ones that look good?
Yeah, I mean, just hold up the ones that you think look good, and I can tell you if.
I think they all look good.
Okay.
I will say these were weaker packs. These were weaker packs. All right, let me go. Ursula's Cauldron.
That's good. Yeah,
that's
a
good?
good one.
What does it do?
I don't remember exactly what it does, but that's
You're the one holding the card. You
That
can
one's-
just read it.
That one's harder to. I mean, I have a handful of those, and I have a lot of cards, and I have. That's one of the few cards that I have only a few of.
Okay.
So I'll just give you that kind of.
Be our guest. That's garbage.
That's fine. The card might be good, but like in terms of value, you're talking about value, right?
Yeah. Marshmallow.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, let's see.
Again, I think I only have like 5 of him, and I've got almost
I'll sell you
6,000
one
cards.
for $1. Hans.
Nah.
He's shiny.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe a few more pennies.
Then nah. Okay. I think otherwise this is pretty bad. I got another Aladdin, but it's a pretty bad pack. Okay, so this is the other group. Let's see. Patrick can't read. No, that is true. No, that is true. So this is the Floodborn, I think.
Okay.
So let's see what's in here. Anything that stands out. Rapunzel, but like not the good one.
Not the first set one. Yeah.
Yeah, not the first set one. Anything else? No. Zero to Hero. No. A Pinocchio.
Some of my favorite Disney songs.
Some of the Pinocchios are worth a little
That's it.
something.
No. So in this set, I didn't really get anything. So that's by the way, that's the Pinocchio. He's a sad boy.
So he's a sad boy.
Yes.
So just
Pinocchio's a very sad story.
as a frame of reference in the app, I'm fully caught up with
wow.
documenting all of my cards. The app has had some really great updates.
Is
But I
this
don't
an
know if you
app
can
that
see-
like Lorcana made, or
Yeah,
that's
this is
like a
this
fan
is
made?
Lorcana
Yeah.
proper.
Yeah.
Can you see
Oh
how
wow,
many?
that's awesome.
How many
Hey,
cards I
Tolene,
have?
what's up?
5,080.
5,080
Oh
cards.
my god.
They just updated it yesterday or today. Now it shows the third set, but I'm actively not trying to look at it.
Third set
because-
comes out next
Friday.
week, right?
I was just
Friday.
gonna ask.
By the way, Jedi, I think
Have
for
you
the
still been
23
playing
months.
a lot?
Ian Drew for the 23 months.
I haven't
you
played
better.
since I moved.
Well,
hi,
okay.
hi. It's
looking
cold.
into
Glasses are wet. Hey.
Have you
You're
been a
starting
person
off with
who
a threat?
also just
Pretty
moved? I
aggressive.
understand why.
For Valentine's Day. Patrick can't read. Hey, it's Tolene. Cool. All right.
Are we ready to kick it and stick it?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 3 and 2 and 1 and very good.
Terrible.
Let's turn on the juice. That's what they say.
I
Right?
know.
have nothing. I have
I
nothing.
gotta wake up.
All right, well get your
Stressful
rear in
day.
gear. Here we go.
Oh, wait, real quick. Would one of you like to compliment my haircut?
No.
All right, continue.
Nice haircut.
Okay, here we go. I couldn't tell you got a haircut honestly because
Yeah, I couldn't tell either. I'm sorry.
My beard came down to like here.
Oh, I do. Yeah, now that you say that, I can definitely tell with your beard.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Like your beard is dark enough that it blends into your shirt. So until you said it, I didn't notice.
Yeah,
it.
that's
And
exactly what I
if
would
you had
Chuck
not
did.
had
thinking.
if you had not had headphones on or it had a lighter colored shirt, I probably would have noticed right away. But I didn't. So
I'm gonna tell you what Chuck did. Well, we'll start the episode, but I bet you it summons him. I bet you he will. I think he turns us on for 30 seconds every time we go live and turns
just
us
to
off.
see if maybe like right after you get a haircut, just to see.
But I bet I can time it. So, all right,
Okay,
go
here we
ahead.
go.
Kick us in.
we
Kick
go.
us in.
kick us in. Here we go, everybody. It's time to kick it in, as they say in the biz. So let's get this thing kicked in. Okay. Welcome to episode 545 of the Pop Culture Roundtable. Now, who says roundtable like that? That's weird. I'm gonna try that
It
again.
sounded fine, honestly.
Hey, it sounded bad. You'll listen back and you'll be like, oh, what language was that? Here we go. Welcome to episode 545 of the Pop Culture Roundtable, the podcast that's just 4 awards away from our EGOT. In this episode, we talk about Fame and Fable, Full Swing Season 2, and Wonka. I'm Andrew Sale.
I'm Lauren Rubin.
I'm Patrick Hill.
So get those for your consideration flyers ready, because it's time for another episode.
I want you to know that I've resolved to just never respond to anything ever again.
What an asshole.
I know.
I was like, you're leaving it up to me. How could you?
No, I'm leaving. I'm returning the responsibility to Luke. So if he's not here, nothing will happen.
So stupid. That's so stupid. We like to kick off every episode by going around the table, which is where we talk about things that are new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. What, Patrick? You looked scared.
No.
Okay, you had a scared look though, like what's happening
Actually,
right now. But it's like a
that's-
thing that happens every week.
No. It's not a scared look. You're just noticing my new haircut.
Oh, that's what it is.
Ah.
I see. Okay,
A
yeah,
haircut
that's
that
right.
makes you look scared.
Patrick, first thing I noticed about you when you looked scared was how good your hair looked.
Yeah, Chuck shaved in the angry eyebrows today.
Oh, nice.
Actually, he almost didn't shave anything in because he forgot to. We were talking, and we are so good at talking to each other that at some
You're
point,
a couple of pros at talking to each other, if I remember correctly.
yeah. And at some point, I've gone enough times I know the order of operations, and I realized we were too far ahead because like he was like doing the gel and like styling, and he was doing like the rub through the beard where he like brings it straight down. But none of my neck was shaved. None of nothing. I hadn't been shaved yet.
He hadn't pulled out the straight razor yet.
No, and which means I hadn't been leaned back in the chair yet. I hadn't got the hot towel yet. Like I know what should happen.
Yeah.
But then in my mind, I was like, did I get shaved? And like,
Is
I
this a
forgot.
student becomes the master kind of situation? Where
Like,
Or it's more like, you know, like you don't remember if you locked the door because it's just sort of such a like given at this point. Like,
or should I go straight to the doctor because my memory is now this bad? Like and so, but I was waiting. I didn't want to say, hey, you need to shave me. And then him be like,
I did.
like, shut up. I know what I'm doing.
like, I know what
You
I'm
know.
doing.
yeah. Leave it alone. And, but then he did the whole,
All right, man. Well,
all right, man. And, he started punching it into the square reader. And I was like,
ooh.
are you? And I was,
So did you say something?
Are we gonna shave the neck? Yeah, that's what I said. I said, are we gonna shave the neck? I was 50-50 on whether I was gonna just walk out the door and not mention it.
I was like, I
that's
am
your
such a
personality.
non-confrontational person that there's a chance that I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
You would have walked out, punched into your phone as soon as you got into your car, nearest barbershop. And you would have just gone and paid for someone else to straight razor your
To
neck.
fix it, yeah.
Yeah, but what stopped me was the thought of I can't fix this. Like
Yes.
he has to do it or it's not happening.
Yes.
So I was like, hey, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. And so then we did the whole thing.
Then you went
And he told me while he was doing it that he had another person come in, and similar thing. They got like talking, they were in conversation, whatever. And he said he was like 3 or 4 minutes in the haircut, and the guy was like, hey, do you mind if I like get one of those capes? Because he was just shaving off the side of his hair, just like hair just dumping all over him. He had never put the cape on the guy.
Who did that?
Chuck was saying he accidentally did it to someone else.
Oh, I thought you said you saw this thing happen today.
No, Chuck was
Okay.
telling me that this isn't he said like people that he like, I don't know if enjoys talking to or talks to a lot. People that he talks to a lot, just every now and then, like, you get lost in the conversation. So
He'll do that with me occasionally. I'll have to remind him to do like my neck line up, not the straight razor, but like my neck line up or my eyebrows every once in a while. And he'll go like remind me, because if I miss it, it's just because we're talking and I'm not paying attention to that. So
yeah. Last thing for me, if you'll remember, 2 weeks ago on the podcast, I made a mention of my opinion about lanyards. Do you remember my opinion about lanyards?
you love them. You
Love
said,
them.
don't get me another sticker in my life. Don't you dare give me a pin, but a lanyard, I will pay you $500 American for it.
Well, Carol Hill took that seriously because she sent me a lanyard. So now I have a lanyard.
I think, Patrick, you had that lanyard by Thursday or Friday.
Oh,
when
I think she paid Amazon $50 for overnight shipping. Or
Yeah,
something.
she
It was quick.
shipped it before the episode was over. She had to have, because
Yeah.
you had that lanyard in an unreasonable amount of time.
For sure. And then I forgot to even mention it last week, but thankfully she didn't even listen to our show last week. So it worked out great. And I would keep this on, but it's pulling on my
What's
On
the
my
badge you put
ego.
on it?
no,
It's Spider-Man.
by default.
It's a spider.
Oh, that's just what it came with.
It's just what it came with. I haven't
I
swapped
couldn't
it out
quite
for my
tell, so I thought
credentials
maybe
yet.
you were like, "Oh, I already have like my badge on it. I'm ready to go."
Okay, so can we address what's happening in the thread? Because
Yeah, I
whole
was
thing
distracted
that's
talking to
happened
it.
now as a result of you talking about your barber situation. Will has jumped in and said that he just started with a new barber, and they, at the end of the service, they asked if he wanted his hair washed as just a part of the service, and it freaked him out because she never. I'm like, that happens to me every
Feels
time.
good.
It's also like,
Scalp
as a
massage?
girl, and this is probably different, but like you have to have your hair washed at the salon, like as part of the process. Like I've never not had that happen.
You don't necessarily have to, but if you go to a reputable barber, Yes, they should absolutely.
Or
wash
like
your
I've
hair
also like I
afterwards.
usually get my hair dyed, and so you have to wash your hair as part of that. So like my hair's always been like washed as part of the haircut. Like
I
you
feel like
leave-
a creep whenever I get a scalp massage because I
love
like it
Ugh.
so
Because
I've
you
like
much.
fallen
moan.
asleep
And
before.
I know that I'm smiling like the biggest smile in the world, and I can't stop. It feels so good.
You ask for 3 capes. It
love it.
happens every time. If you go to a place, this is a PSA for all of you gentlemen out there. If you go to a place where when you leave, there's hair on your collar or your shoulder or whatever, that is not a
Oh,
good
that's also
barber.
the same for girls. Yeah, you have to you don't leave with hair like covered in hair.
They cut your hair with the thing on, and then they go rinse it. They wash it and rinse it to get all of the extra like debris out, like all the extra hair and whatever off of it. That is an absolute standard. So if you're going to a place that doesn't offer that, you're not going to the right place.
I will
And-
chime in though with something that he said though, that they offered to do it afterwards is a little strange versus before because it
No,
makes
that
much.
afterwards is where a barber would do it to get all the little hairs after they've shaved your head.
Yeah.
All the hairs that fall into your like the bed of your hair.
Oh,
that's
I guess
how they
that
wash
makes
it all
more
out.
sense. Yeah, but I guess he was saying like, I guess the way that they put it, I guess I assume that they also had like product in his hair or something.
My
but
guess is they saw Will.
And they're
And
like,
we're
you
like-
need to be bathed.
Yeah, we'll take care of you, little buddy. That's
Oh,
my
you
guess,
look like someone
whatever.
who's not washed their hair in a while. Let us do it for you. Lauren's not even
Always nice.
participating. She's not gonna. She's not even gonna chime in.
I'm sorry. We apologize. I will say, watch out for the stray face massage. I got caught by surprise one time. I paid for it, didn't mean to pay for it, and then at some point I just had the realization that this is not like prep. They're just rubbing my face, and that's the only time I've been weirded out in a barbershop.
I'm gonna tell you a story, and I don't think I've ever told this to you. This is not something that happened to me, but it happened to a very close friend of mine. We worked at a church together. He was the other student pastor, and he would regularly go get massages. Like he would regularly go get like full body massages. And he went to this to a new place. I think it was in Tampa, Florida. He went to this new place in Tampa, and he went in he placed his order, whatever. Like he said, I'm gonna do this package, whatever.
Yeah.
And they show him back to this room, and they tell him they walk him back into this shower stall area, and he was confused, and they said, "Oh, you shower first, like you shower first." He's like, "Oh, okay, this is a cool new thing. I've not experienced that before." He's like, "Okay." She spoke very broken English. I believe she was of some other nationality. I wouldn't even
safest
dare.
way.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
even
safest
dare.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she says this stuff, and he says, "Oh, okay, all right." And then he stands there, and she reaches in and she turns the faucet on to like test the water or whatever. And he's like, okay. And then she asks if he wants him to step out, and he says yes. So she steps out. He gets naked to get into the shower, and then she steps back in. She steps back in. And he's like, no. Like this
Might have been a different kind of massage parlor than he
I'm
realized.
good. Like I can take it from here. So I don't know how that story would have ended had he allowed it to proceed, but I think
Did he actually get a massage there, or did he leave?
he did get a massage. Afterwards, he
Yeah,
did
I
get a massage. So
Do you think he told you all
At
that
happy
story?
ending places, I guess they also actually do massages.
that's true. Yeah, there is a massage that happens in that scenario too. What did you say, Patrick?
I asked if you think he told you the whole story. Also, is that where he met Robert Kraft? That's where he had his run in?
Good question. He did say he had to take a plane to it.
I don't know who Robert Kraft
Jay
is, but
Epstein.
why did this story make you think of this person?
So
Robert Kraft is the
anyway.
owner of the Patriots that got busted for going to massage parlors and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a current events, great current events, current as of like many years ago.
Have you guys heard about this Inflategate thing?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Whatever.
I just assumed it was like a friend of yours. I'm like, way to like out your friend's weird habits. Or maybe
Your
not
friend
weird
Robert
habits.
Kraft. I
They're
wish.
not weird. They're just
All
different
right,
from yours.
that's it. That's it. Haircuts. That's all. I drove by many massage places with covered windows. You had the covered windows, or they did, Kate?
No, Kate's saying that Tampa's known for adult offerings.
It is. Yeah, it is. Let's just
So
keep going.
Tampa is kind of like the Tampa of the South.
Yeah, Tampa is the Tampa of the South. If you live in Orlando, though, it's the equivalent to like OBT. So like Orange Blossom Trail is where all of the ladies of the evening spend their time.
Sure.
So
Okay. Andrew, did you go see any of these ladies of the evening this week?
this week I didn't. I actually managed to stay home. I had a lot of stuff to do. So if you're watching the screen right now, if you're watching on the live stream, you see there's a severe lack of boxes behind me. It
Yeah,
looks
you've
like
evolved.
an actual room has emerged from the plethora of moving materials. That's because this past week was Cooper's birthday. Cooper turned 14
Happy
on
birthday,
Sunday,
Cooper.
and so we worked pretty hard to get this room pretty well set for him. It's got his bed and everything in here. And I'm going to show you a couple things. First of all, 14-year-old boys for a Topgolf Topgolf adventure was a lot of fun. Cooper is very good. He goes to golf lessons every week. His friends,
nice.
it's like they've never seen a golf club.
Yeah.
They were terrible. So
Lots of whiffs, I assume.
it was a lot of fun. But we got him this, which I wanted to show off. It's a lamp.
Like a chicken?
It's a duck, and his little legs wobble.
Yeah.
There's his
Is
butthole.
that
a
the on
butthole
button right there?
showing.
That's not the on button, but I'll show you. So he's laying there. It's a. Try
I
to
like that
describe
it's just
this.
become like a thing to just draw a little X butthole now, like on lots of things.
So it's squishy. It's like a desk lamp
Yes.
or whatever. And then when I turn it on, it's a touch lamp. So you touch it. It's got 3 settings. You touch him, and he
touch the
glows.
butt and it glows.
It is absolutely adorable. This little guy, his legs like wobble. It's hard. You honestly, you have to see this.
Right.
Trying
I mean,
to
it looks
describe
like imagine
very
a duck
squishy.
laying down,
Yep.
but because it's laying down, like the bottom 15% of its figure is just flattened
just
off.
flat.
Yeah,
And it
and,
looks
the
like
legs just stick out the back.
Yeah, it looks like it's a very cartoony looking duck too. This isn't
Yes.
like a realistic duck. So it's a white duck with a yellow beak, 2 little beady black eyes. It does have this like little like swoop in his hair though. Like,
Yeah, it's cute.
It
It's a
looks
pretty
kind of like you in duck form, honestly.
you're not. This looks the most like me, I think.
I like the little wiggly
Sure.
legs.
Yeah, the legs wobble. They're weighted and they wobble and they're like this rubber.
And based on what we're seeing, it is a female duck.
It's a female duck. Yeah. You could get either gender or you could go genderless. We opted for that one. It is. It's a super cool. It's a super cool little desk lamp. Becca actually saw that, and picked it out for him, and he loved it, and it's absolutely right up his alley. But he also got this from a friend of ours who shall remain nameless. But Patrick and Mackenzie got him this Lego man.
Oh, cool.
This is a fully
a-
articulated Lego,
Lego of Legos.
man made of
Exactly.
Legos. He's super cool. His legs move.
That's
He's,
awesome.
he's a good size too.
So
Yeah.
for size
And he moves like
comparison,
a little Lego guy, but
Yes.
is giant. Yeah.
interesting that you say that because inside of his hat, he is operated by the same Lego guy.
I love it.
inside.
Very Men in
He is-
Black.
He's puppeting himself essentially. But for scale purposes, I know a while back, I guess it would have been last year, like last Christmas. Patrick got Cooper and I a wooden Lego man, which is super cool. But let me show you. So I showed him on the show. Here's the wooden Lego man.
right.
Very cool. He does not articulate, by the way. He's just
Big
just carved
letdown,
out.
by the way. Huge letdown to find
it
out he
is.
doesn't articulate.
His arms, his hands turn, but that's it. His head doesn't turn. Nothing. It's just a block of several blocks of wood put together. But for scale purposes, let me show you the difference in scale.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be his teenager.
Yeah. So this is he's probably 25% taller. the new one, and he's articulated, which is super cool. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna decorate his shirt with stickers, like give him
cute, yeah.
an actual shirt.
Did
And
they give you stickers, or do you have to provide your own?
no, but I've got 15,000 stickers from
Well,
all of the
I'm
listeners
just
and things.
curious because there is
Yeah.
a world where they might have given you like a couple.
No, I know
little,
it's
like
a good,
icons.
it's a
yeah.
good question, but no, they didn't.
So
But
many
we're
stickers.
also going to get more of these face pieces because we
Oh,
can
cool.
just get blank pieces like this, like the side piece, get blank pieces and just do cut vinyl for making different facial expressions.
Oh yeah. I was
So
just,
Cooper
you
and
could just
I-
draw it on there too.
Yeah, we could, but this would look way more polished.
Yeah. well,
so we are going to do that. Our friend JP has a
I forgot. Yeah.
like a Cricut cutter, so
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna do some cut vinyl faces and just do a couple of different expressions. That would be super fun. So.
Hey, honestly, Cooper and I both got lucky because I will say, like, I walked in the Lego store and, I mean, Lego's, it's not cheap, right?
No.
No.
And
No.
I saw that, and that's something I would have bought for myself. Like, anybody that says that I'm good at giving gifts, my entire approach to it is, would I buy this for myself? And then that's the thing that I give someone else, right?
Because then if you end up forgetting or if you end up not going to the party, then you have it.
yeah.
So it's makes,
Like, and to me, that's
total
something
sense.
that
Funny.
like would look really good, like sitting right here on this shelf, like right over my shoulder, you know. So
Yeah.
I saw it, and thankfully, like number of pieces, size wise to price, already it was a good price. So the kit is $50. That's what
Yeah.
it costs normally, and a lot of Lego sets in that same size box are closer to the $100 range.
yeah, 70
So
to 70 to 90. Yeah.
So already I was like, hey, look, this is something I would buy for myself. It would look good, not that bad. And then I did something I never do, which is, hey, can you see if I have any Lego points? Because I've never checked what my balance is, and I've had
That's
an
because you
account for a
usually
while.
ask that question at Chick-fil-A. They're like, we can't track your Lego points, sir.
And thankfully, I had like 4,000 Lego points, which means that it cost a lot less than $50, which was great. I think it took like $32 off the price or something like that.
Dang.
So
Yeah.
that really hey, it was a win for me. It's a win for Cooper. Great.
Wins all around. So
I should have got
Very
two.
nice.
That means I could have got two for $50. That's what I should have done.
you should have done that. You should have
Because
done
we
that.
have to go back.
I guess so.
We
I guess
have to
we
go
have
Was
to.
it a
back.
fun build though? Like, was it an enjoyable build?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It didn't take the first half of it was by far the most arduous, and then the last several bags went together pretty quickly. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
You
And,
should
and
get
it's
a-
sturdy because just as a point of reference, when I started to talk in my around the table, I did this and I knocked him
And you
off.
slapped it. Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
His head fell off and his hat fell off and his body separated, but I just snapped it all back together and it was fine. So he fell completely off the table fell completely off the desk and fell into pieces. But chunky and sturdy enough that I snapped him back together while
Just
we
a couple
talked. and
pieces.
It was literally it only
That's
broke
kind
into
of like
4 pieces.
like I think a good like comparison for any Lego thing. Like it usually stays together pretty well, but one or two little details might come off if you drop it
Now,
like that.
Consequently, if I were to drop the
Yeah,
Ecto
the more
1 that's
delicate
sitting
one,
over
yeah.
here, that Ecto 1, it would just go into a billion pieces.
Absolutely.
Or this Bowser that's right here, he would probably go into a billion pieces.
The least sturdy Lego I've ever owned would have to be the large Millennium Falcon, whatever the 75102 or whatever the model number was, the big one.
Like that, that.
75109. I don't know it because it's in that vicinity.
The fact that it even has like a number and you're sort of close is hilarious. Like
That set, if you looked at it the wrong way, like 2 of the panels would just pop up and just fall off. But because the way it's made is you make it in these
yeah, because
quadrants.
it has like curve. Yeah,
And the quadrants, on the bottom side of the Millennium Falcon, they have to snap on, and on the top side, they're each these little sections and bits are removable, so you can get into the rooms.
It
But
does feel like some of
they
those
would fall
sections are
apart
are
all
held
the time.
together by the whisper of a wood nymph. Like
was
that's what it feels
terrible.
because even the smaller Millennium Falcon that I have, the little panels that pop up so you can see into the different sections, those things would fall off all the freaking time.
Drove me crazy.
So anyway, we're boycotting
that thing is
Lego.
a real heap of junk.
Yeah. No, it's
I don't
What do
know
they
what
call
the
it?
actual. Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the
exactly.
thing, Lauren?
Someone, come on, Kreider. Where are you, Kreider? Where are you, Kreider?
What is it, Lauren?
What did you say?
What they call the Millennium Falcon? It's a
Lauren is not here at all.
Oh, like the type of ship that it is. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
no.
I don't
not
understand.
the
I was like,
type
it's the
of
Millennium Falcon,
No,
dude.
what they call it. Like what they call it. It's a
It's a
hunk of
Corellian
junk.
cruiser. What do
A
you
hunk-
want? I don't
No,
get it.
You weren't listening to the story. That's why you don't know what we're talking about. You just pulled a Patrick. We are checking in on you, and you have no idea where we're at in the
Is
conversation.
it possible that Lauren is watching last week's episode and responding to it as
Presently.
though it is this?
No, I
Yes.
was reading Will's comment.
Well, you know what? You and Will should
funny.
have a lovely podcast time together. Patrick and I will have conversations with each other for the next 30 minutes. Okay, so anyway, yes, the Lego guy is super cool. Thank you, Patrick. It was a fun build, and now I have a 14-year-old. Lauren, what did you do this week? I bet you don't have a 14-year-old. Were you at a
No.
14-year-old's birthday this week?
No, I wasn't. How strange is that?
Who knew?
But I did do lots of moving, just like you. I think that's maybe the main thing that we have in common. Because of that, I feel like kind of boring lately because like I've been worried about moving and I have a lot of work stuff going on, so I haven't been doing as much of the fun pop culture stuff that I usually have time for. Or like, and what I have been doing is just keeping up with the shows that I was already watching, like Traitors and Drag Race and everything else that's on right now. But yeah, so I have a couple things though that I found, and I did go see one new movie this week. So I found a really cool Kickstarter that I want to share that I think you guys will be really, really into, and I'm just going to post it in the chat so you guys can see pictures while I'm talking about it. So this thing is called a Dice-O-Matic, and it is a retro dice spinner, and it's like a card that is like really cool artwork on it, and it's like small enough to fit inside of your wallet, and then you push these buttons on it, and it automatically spins the dice for you. And so of course you can get one that is made for like D&D and other RPGs, and so like the different cards basically have different dice in them. So like one of them has 2 D20s, so you can roll like with advantage and disadvantage. One of them has like D10 and D12 and 6 and 4 and so on and so on. And these are so freaking cool. Like all the designs for them are really, really cool. Like they like feel very like, some look really retro, some are like very fantastical. It's like all the themes look super cool, and I've already backed this already because I think this is really cool and just like a very different type of dice. So like for all you fellow dice goblins out there, here's like a really cool and very different type of dice that we can enjoy.
It is it's a cool little thing. I've seen it. Like Will just said, his Instagram feed shows him this all the time. It shows it to me.
Yeah, that's
as well.
how I found it, was on my Instagram feed, but I was like, I like that. Click.
It feels old timey.
It very much does. I mean, even the
feels-
name like Dice-O-Matic, like feels very
it
like I think
feels
that's
like
what they're going
something
for.
You would buy in the 30s, like Dust Bowl era, like super sturdy. It would feel like it would go like akin to a really nice looking like cigarette case.
It
Yeah,
sounds like
it
something
looks
you would buy from Ronco.
Or like House on the Rock is like the vibe. Yeah. I mean, it's called like retro dice spinner. I think that's fully like the vibe that they're going for, is like very kind of like retro, antique, whatever. It looked very cool though. Yeah,
I mean,
very
it
steampunk,
does
I
look
guess.
like it looks like a cigarette case, old school cigarette case.
Yeah.
So
Like they're kind
the
of like
nice thing
embossed
is-
and like with these different designs, and they have some color. It's very pretty.
So it takes up more space than dice. It's maybe heavier than dice. It now has a mechanical part that could break, so it is less reliable than dice. But it's also more expensive than dice. So all the way around,
yeah.
it's
Man, you're really.
I mean, I
You're
think
really
the thing is
selling
like
it.
this
I
is
should
clearly like a
market
very
this.
novelty type of dice, and that's what it is. And you wouldn't buy this
no,
if
it's
all
rad.
you need is regular dice.
Genuinely, I do want this.
Yeah.
But it is trash on paper. If we go by specs alone,
I realize
not
that it's a
spend
very
money.
impractical thing, but it's just cool, and that's why I'm sharing it.
it is very.
Lauren,
cool.
I hope you know. I think it's important to point this out. Patrick is being tongue in cheek. He actually really does like this.
I like this more than
Yeah,
lanyards.
like
Yeah, Mom. I also like this more than lanyards. Carol, if you're listening, I like this more than lanyards. How much are they, Lauren?
they're not cheap. Like I think the like the set of 4, so you can do like the RPG thing, was like $100, but I also got it with a case.
Watching myself do the fingers in the video, and it's totally messing me up. It's $39. I just
Okay, yeah, I
couldn't-
thought it was 30 something to just get
for
one of them.
it's
I think.
39.
Yeah,
If you do a set of 4, it's 119.
there you go.
And then it scales up from there.
So you gain no benefit of getting 4. It's the exact same cost. You don't like get a bulk pricing.
That's not true. You
No,
get
you
one-
do get a
you-
different.
You get
Yeah,
one for free.
Oh,
Because if
it's
you think
$39.
$40,
Yes,
it'd be
you're
like
right. Yes,
40,
yes,
80,
yes, yes,
120.
yes.
So it's like
Yes,
throw one in.
$39. So 40. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Now I'm in.
yeah. So definitely like not cheap, but I think they're pretty cool. So
Yeah, they're very
something
they're
Yeah,
very.
fun.
exactly. Buy Lego now, but how dare you spend $39 on this? What a waste.
Hey, I've bought some very expensive Lego sets as well, just not as many as you guys.
Hey, have you put
so
together?
I can buy these.
Have you
Yeah,
put
you put it
together the Hobbit one yet? The Lord
No,
of the
I
Rings one yet?
haven't. I've been kind of saving it till after I moved, and then now I still
Invite
don't
us
have like, the table
over.
open. But yeah,
There's
wanna
one thing
do it
I love.
myself.
It's putting together someone else's Lego.
Yeah, I was like, I'm definitely doing it myself.
Wow, Lauren, that's
But I'm very
selfish.
excited for it. Yeah, but this is like something I like. This is like one of the most like pointless and selfish purchases I've made in many, many years was to buy that $500 Lego set. So like,
so you're
it's
just
mine.
doubling down
Yeah,
on the selfishness.
it's mine. It's mine. Yeah.
But you know what? If you want to buy something else that's pointless and selfish, here we go. A Dice-O-Matic. Wrong code.
Yeah. And you will never get to use mine.
Okay, we're
All right,
learning
and
a lot
then,
about
I
Lauren
did.
tonight.
I did get to the movies this week, and I saw Poor Things, the latest Yorgos Lanthimos movie. It has Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo and Willem Dafoe. What have you seen this too, Patrick?
I have one question.
Yeah, sure.
Can
How
you take a
gratuitous is the sex?
14-year-old to see it?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
Mackenzie
This
was
movie has
trying
so much
real
sex
hard
in
to
it.
take Cooper there for his birthday.
She was. And I was like,
No.
Mackenzie, you do not understand.
I don't. No offense, but like, I don't know if any Yorgos Lanthimos movie is for children at all. All.
Are
like,
you saying a name right now, or just are
She
you
did, I
having a
think.
stroke?
Yorgos Lanthimos is the name of the director who
Oh, I
did Poor
see.
Things. He also did The Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Favorite. All of these movies
The
are
Killing
not
of a
for
Sacred
children.
Deer. I've
The
seen that
Lobster
one.
wasn't that bad. Wait.
No, that wasn't
Not
as
for
bad.
children.
It was just weird. It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
it
think
wasn't
all of
that
his
bad.
movies are very weird and like with a capital underlined like they're weird. And this movie is also weird. I think it's a lot funnier and lighter than some of his other movies. Like Killing of a Sacred Deer is one of those movies you see it and you don't forget about it afterwards because it's so creepy and messed up. But this is nothing like that. It's very fantastical. It actually feels like a fairy tale telling of Frankenstein. And yeah, I would totally agree that the sex in this movie, while there is a lot of it, none of it is very sexual at all. It's just like very
Oh.
procedural, but like you don't feel turned on watching this movie at all.
Challenge
But-
accepted.
Yeah, have fun. But yeah, I think this movie's really funny. I don't like it as much as I've liked some of the other Yorgos Lanthimos movies, but I did like this one quite a lot. I think it will like win all of the production Oscars, and it's very well
Yeah.
deserved. The costumes, the sets are like very cool. It's such a fun movie just to look at. Like the spectacle of it is very cool and like really fantastical and just like neat. But I didn't feel like the kind of thesis of the movie like reached like the best version of it maybe for me, but I like the idea. I think it's very clever. It's very funny. It's totally worth seeing. I don't think this will win like best picture based on like everything that it's up against, but it's a great movie.
Why didn't you see Madam Web?
I don't know if I'll see Madam Web, but man, like the reviews for it are just like so vicious.
That's the exact reason I wanted to say. I will say we were 50-50.
But I've heard it's like not even like bad enough to be funny. Like, you know, like it's
But it's still a story. I mean, like we were 50-50 on a film. We were all like, let's just like basically flip a coin. And we ended up going
Cooper
to
literally
a
flipped a
different
coin.
So, and Madam Web lost. That was on one side of the coin flip.
so
and
what
Madam
did you
Web
guys
lost.
go see?
I'm talking
We'll
about
talk
it in
about
my...
it later.
Okay.
He's gonna
Oh,
talk
okay.
about it in his master category. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's
could still convince me to go. Like I know I will not like it.
I
So-
haven't seen
but I will
any
go.
of
I will
the
100%
like
go.
Sony Spider-Man villain movies,
Yeah.
you know, like
Spider
all the way
people, but
through.
yeah.
They're just all bad.
Spider Thems. When I watched the trailer, like to show, because Cooper hadn't seen anything about it, Becca hadn't seen anything about it. So we pull up the trailer. The one thing that got me interested in it at all was in the trailer was the song that they used for the intro for True Detective
Oh,
Night
Country.
Night Country.
Yeah,
Which
the
is a real kind of
killing a friend. Isn't that the name of the Billie Eilish song?
yeah,
Bury
I
a
think
friend.
so.
Bury a friend. Sorry.
It's a real eerie kind of cool
Mhm.
song, and so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I could get on board with this.
Yeah.
But that's
I
the only reason why.
to be honest, I don't have any interest in seeing that movie, but I have been like keeping up with like how much everyone is making fun of it. It seems like it deserves it. The trailer looked really bad to me, so like I wasn't planning on seeing that anyway, but yeah.
Okay.
I will say, like, if I do want to see whatever you just saw. I already blanked on the
Poor
name of it.
Things.
I do want to see Poor Things. However,
It's good.
the number one film that's out right now that I want to go see is Zone of Interest. I'm very, very interested in it.
I want to see that.
I think it's only playing at the Alamo near us. I don't think it's playing at either of the other two theaters, but that's the one that I still plan to go. If I don't see anything else this week, Zone of Interest is the one that I want to be talking about next week. So
I want to go see. There's a bunch of the Oscar movies that I'd like still want to see and will see, I think. But next week the new Coen brother movie comes out, Driveway Doll. So that will probably be the one that I go
Absolutely.
see first.
I haven't heard of any of these movies. So
Hey,
that's how
Crichton
far I am.
Intro.
I
on
did
the
try and watch
same,
Maestro because it's on Netflix, but I fell asleep and I just don't like biopics. And I was not into that movie, so I did not turn it back on when I woke up.
All
What
right.
did
But
you say?
that's really it for me. I'm just I'm trying to keep up here. But
said you and
moving
Crichton on
really
the
takes
same
up a lot of your
page.
time.
Yeah, it really
Because he
does.
also went and saw Argyle
Yeah.
and hated it. So
Hated
y'all
it.
can be
I
best
I haven't
friends
heard
now.
anyone say that they liked that movie yet. Like no one.
Hey, the first bit of it's good enough. Like it's creative enough. And then it's like, oh, I should have left.
Hey, before we transition into master categories, I want to point out that next week we are not doing a normal show. We are doing trivia. We have
Trivia.
Thank you. We have 4 teams of 4 signed up as of this moment, but we're accepting more people. So if you haven't signed up, sign up is in our Slack. We will also throw it in the show notes of this episode, but please sign up for trivia. And if you have friends you want to bring along, who cares if they listen to the show? If they enjoy trivia, bring them along, add them to the sign up. If we get like more people, like if the teams start getting too big, we'll just introduce additional teams.
Yeah.
We'll explain all of the how-tos and all the technical bits when we get closer. But for now, the only thing you need to do is sign up. So again, do it in the Slack, do it from the show notes, but sign up for trivia. Have your friends sign up as well next week. So 7 o'clock Central next week, we are only doing trivia. Great.
I'll let you know that there's my friend who's been on my team every time. He doesn't listen to the show. He's a busy boy. And the second I said, trivia ? And he said, hell yes. So it was, that's he had signed up. He signed up immediately after that. So it's that fun. So you don't want to miss out on that for sure. Okay, that's gonna be it for our Around the Table. Up next, let's talk about some master categories. The master categories each week are when we talk about the dice we rolled the week before. And these are actual dice. We don't push little buttons on this tiny little contraption. These are real, hardcore, old school dice that we roll. And when we get those numbers, we pick our topics based on the categories that we've rolled. Is that how it works, Lauren?
That is correct.
You're not going to use your little dice boy in the future? You can't, right? Because you know that's
Apparently it's
breaking
not
the
allowed.
rules. Yeah, that's breaking the rules. But that's how this whole thing works. And Lauren, why don't you just pick it up for us?
I will. Okay, so I got art last week, and I want to talk about this new game that's going to be coming out called Fame and Fable. And you might be wondering, why did you pick a game if you're talking about art? Well, the only thing that's actually released about this is the art so far, and so that's why I thought this would be kind of fun to talk about this week. So the artist behind this is one that I have been following for a while, and his name is Owen Davey. He does a lot of like children's books primarily, I think is what he's most well known for. There's really cool pop-up books, some really cool dinosaur pop-up books, which is how I found out about his stuff. And it's really cool. So he posted the artwork for the like cover, like basically the box of the board game and it's called Fame and Fable. And this instantly was like, what is this? This looks so cool. I must know more about this. So I'm gonna post the link real quick in the notes so everybody can look at what I'm talking about while I'm talking about it. But this is very cool. So like the style of the game, like his style's like very flat and very graphic. Usually doesn't use a lot of outlines, but this game is using kind of the outlines on his sort of flat style.
Sure.
It has a really limited color palette that's really pretty of like black, white, blue, teal, orange, and pink, and it looks like really cool, like really, really different. And like all the artwork is all of these cool like fantasy characters kind of mashed up together on this like cover, and the designs are just like so cool because like I said, it is kind of like a simple graphic style, but there's a lot of detail like within each of the characters. And so like the basically like the card it's on kind of minimal design, but then the actual like artwork for each one is a little more elaborate. And like especially like when they have like if it's a character that has like clothes on and or like armor and stuff, like there's a lot of fun little details and textures within the like cool patterns that he uses and stuff. The game just looks like really pretty. Like there's not a lot of information. So the like kind of quick quote, like, you know, elevator pitch is this is a like deck building fantasy card game. I've like read through like everything that he's posted, you know, in like research for this episode. And so kind of like what I've gathered is that there are like kind of 4 types of cards that you use to build your deck and kind of like, you know, fight against your other players. So there are like contract cards where I think you can like, you know, hire heroes for your team and that kind of thing. Legends who fight the monsters. So legends and monsters are 2 of the decks you can pull from. And then Fable deck, which has mercenary story cards and plot twists, which sounds really fun. So I don't totally understand like how the game works just because like this hasn't been released yet. It's not on Kickstarter yet or anything. But the just so far, like as far as like if you looked at this, like I was instantly intrigued and like needed to know more. Like this was like the, you know, like the book's cut, like, you know, don't judge a book by its cover, but like I'm into this cover. I like it. I want to know more immediately just from looking at this really cool artwork.
Can I tell you what I think a good mashup is for people who
Yeah.
are listening and not looking at this right now?
Mhm.
I think it's a good healthy combination of We Are Pretend Friends and
Sure.
Andrew McLean. McLean? The guy
Yeah,
who
yeah.
the guy who draws for
I actually
Yeah.
think like yeah, like Andrew McLean and maybe a little Andrew Kolb too. Like
I thought Kolb first. I actually thought We Are
because of the
Pretend Friends
colors,
and
but
Kolb.
yeah.
But I do
Mhm.
think the colors are We Are Pretend Friends and the flat
Yeah.
style as We Are Pretend Friends, but the illustration style is more like Andrew McLean.
I definitely agree with that. Like Andrew
Yeah.
McLean, like if this guy drew Andrew like did a cover for Rumble or something, like it would be really cool.
Yeah, this is really really neat, and I'm interested by this comment that Will posted. I saw this through the artist Owen Davey.
Yeah, that's like his Instagram handle,
Yeah.
which I follow also, and how I saw it. Yeah.
I've never loved the look of a game more, and still no interest in this game. So
I don't play a lot of games like this, but like I'm definitely like intrigued enough to like I signed up for the newsletter to like learn more about it. I don't
Mhm.
know if I'll end up buying it just because like I don't play a ton of board games, but it looks really cool and like maybe I can just steal the artwork and you know like it'll look cool on my shelf at the very least. But this looks like it could be a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna like keep track of this when there's updates. I'll try and keep you guys posted. But this looks really fun and like I really like the designs and it sounds like he's running some play tests now at some of the like game conventions that have been going on. So hopefully this will be like available on Kickstarter soon and it'll be good to check out.
Yeah, I do like the look of it. I do like the colors. So I would be interested in you giving regular updates on this. So
Yeah, so I signed up for the newsletter, so I'll keep you all posted if anything interesting happens. At least when the Kickstarter's live, and maybe when they actually post like an explanation of how the game works a little more. I think that would be great to know because like that's like the main question I have after kind of looking through this. Like I get like the gist of it, but I'd be curious to know like a little more details so that I could like actually explain how it would work in theory. But I couldn't quite figure that out just from what's out there right now.
sure, okay, that's a good one. Who you
But
tossing
yeah,
it
that's
to?
cool. Andrew, why don't you go?
Okay, why don't I go? We did not go see Madam Web. In fact, instead, we went
Almost.
and saw another film, and that's a film called Wonka. Wonka is a movie that I've actually now seen twice. Patrick and I have been with our ladies twice now, but Cooper hadn't seen it yet. And so we took Cooper to see it, and I'm so glad that we did go back and see it a second time because it reminded me how much I loved it the first time. And it was during all the moving, and so there was like an episode or two that like of weeks where we missed, and so I missed talking about it. So it gave me an opportunity now to talk about it. So, Lauren, have you seen it yet? I don't think you have.
I haven't. I do want to see it, and I like musicals. I like all the actors involved and stuff. I just haven't had a chance to see it yet.
So Wonka, if you're unaware, is the origin story of Willy Wonka, and it's directed by Paul King. The story is done by Roald Dahl, Paul King, and Simon Farnaby. And the writing is very magical, very playful. If you're familiar with like the Matilda like musical movie and things like that, it has.
He did the Paddington movie, right?
And Paddington, like there's this level of playfulness and whimsy, but it still keeps it grounded and relatable. And this movie has like kind of equal parts of that, right? Like this fanciful thing where obviously this can't really happen, but then there's also the grounding of the feelings of the people who are involved in it, and some tangible emotions that are tied to this thing that I think make this movie absolutely magical and wonderful. The music is fun, and the story is fun as well. This stars, if you're unaware, Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka. It has oh gosh, I just clicked off the list. Keegan Michael
Sure.
Key as the chief of police is in this, and then a series of a bunch of other people. Matt Lucas, who is from, if you're unfamiliar, he's from several movies, but he was also in.
He's the weird brother in Bridesmaids.
He's the weird brother in Bridesmaids.
Like, the weird host of British Bake Off.
There it is. Yeah,
Little Britain and Little America way back in the day. That's the first time I ever saw him.
And I think he has alopecia, right? Like he's got to have alopecia.
Or like. I mean, or he must. I think like
he's either an alopecia,
or just strangely pale,
or he's an albino. Like it's one or the other, because like he's a very
albino was the word I was trying to think of, and I could not think of it in a minute.
But there are so many are just wonderful and kind of off kilter actors as part of this. And I think if you remember back,
it's like Olivia Colman's in it, right? I love
her. Olivia Colman. Who is? Oh yes. She's the Miss Scrubbit, I think is her name.
Exactly.
Yeah, she is just always great.
From Scrubbit and Bleacher.
Yeah, Scrubbit and Bleacher.
Great names.
It's just a wonderful film, and if you remember back, I was giving some critique when we first saw the trailer for it, because I thought it looked like it was trying too hard. Like it looked like he was taking like Timothée Chalamet as Wonka was taking some of these Gene Wilder things that he made famous in his original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory film, and it just felt like he was trying to put his own spin on it, and I didn't like it. But it works in the context of the films, and so that's why I think there is like, you should always keep some air of understanding that things might work contextually that don't work in a trailer. This was a good reminder for me for that. And some of those things they paid a lot of different homages to the original film. It kind of forgets it kind of retcons all of the what's his face? What's the second
the like Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, thank you. That Johnny Depp
Tim Burton one. Yeah,
that Tim Burton one. It just kind of retcons all that and just says, okay, we're going to start this thing back over. And so
the only good part about that was Christopher Lee playing his dad, which was hilarious.
Yeah. So this one it does have a lot of throwbacks and a lot of tiny little nods. And if you're not familiar with the first one, you might miss it entirely. Or if you're not paying attention, you might miss it entirely. Some of it is just like notes that get played that kind of leads you to know what's going to happen. And some of it is more kind of subversive than that. Some of it is things that happen and you like have to really think back to the two movies. One of my favorite things about this is this one scene early in the movie. The whole movie starts with him singing this song. He's coming in on a boat. Willy Wonka's coming in on a boat. He's got a song he's singing. He has 16 silver sovereigns. That's the coin that 16 silver sovereigns and a hat full of dreams. That's how his song starts, right? And he's excited to get his thing going, and it kind of gives the storytelling as he's singing the song. As the story goes on, his sovereigns go away. Like he ends up having to pay a lot more than he thinks he's going to, or this person shines his shoes and then they charge him for it. And he steps on or he drops a pumpkin and he has to pay for that. Like there's these things that happen where he has to end up shelling out all this stuff. And it finally gets to where he has like 4 sovereigns left and nearing the end of the song. And there's this mom out in the cold with this baby. And she asks if he can help in any way. And he just holds his hand out and says, take whatever you need. Kind of showing his, like, the generosity of him. She takes 3 of them. He has 1 silver sovereign left. And so he sings like 1 silver sovereign and a hat full of dreams. And he flicks it up in the air to catch it in his pocket. And it falls through a hole in his pocket into a storm drain. And that's it. And then the story begins. That's kind of all the setup to the beginning of the story. I watched a TikTok video that was mind-blowing to me and made me so happy. And then when we watched it back the second time, I paid attention to it. And it's the same storm drain that Charlie Bucket reaches down in and finds the coin that he buys the Wonka bar that has the golden ticket that ultimately...
Oh, cute.
And so it's
I love
just
that.
these wonderful little like magical touches that throw back to the original film in such wonderful ways.
I also like this just I not that long ago actually read the book for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because I never had, and like the way that you're describing that feels very, very, very like Roald Dahl type of touch, which is really cool. And like the new names of characters you said also sound like so his style. Like I just think that's cool when like they can match that vibe because it's a really silly vibe and it works really well when you're reading it, but it's kind of hard to translate those jokes because they're like funny because of how they're written sometimes. Like so it's cool that it's like translating so well. That's really fun.
It's done incredibly well. Hugh Grant does a fantastic job as the Oompa Loompa.
Even though I think he hated every minute of it.
I think he even looks
he seems
like
the same way about the Dungeons and Dragons movie. That's just like his persona now. He's like, I hate being here, but I got paid a lot of money.
Right. He took a hard shift away from romantic comedies and has just leaned fully into kind of the curmudgeon kind of guy, much like Bob Saget took a hard right away from the Family Guy and really leaned into like the vulgar comedian. I think in some ways,
like
maybe
Daniel
he was
Radcliffe, like post Harry
escape.
Potter, has chosen such weird stuff. I think Hugh Grant is like, I want to be weird and do really fun, different types of parts. Don't ever cast me as Mickey Blue Eyes ever again.
But it doesn't. but I will agree, Patrick. I don't think he enjoyed it. Like he doesn't even look like he enjoys it in the film.
He's just so good.
So, but he does a really good job. They did a great job, I think, with that. And then there's some interpretations of they do imagination, obviously. Pure imagination.
They do a rap battle of it.
Yeah, it's a rap battle.
Yeah, it's very imaginative.
But it's the version that they have of it is.
I guess Keegan-Michael Key is in the other half of the battle.
It's not. There is no rap battle.
I would love to be with Lauren and her waiting for the rap battle to happen.
Just eager.
I wish you had a told her.
But there's a reshaping of what that is, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. I wrote everything out to Patrick after we watched it. Like I sent him a big long text of like these are things that I noticed, and they were like very moving, very very special, and just not what you would necessarily expect from a kids movie like this. And so it works on these different levels, right? Like kids can appreciate it, adults can appreciate it, that kind of thing. And I think people, when they pay attention to that song, it's at the end of the film. Pure Imagination I think it's just genius. And I think that they did it flawlessly. I thought it was a perfect homage and like a nice ceremonial, memorial type film to the original, but at the same time made its own way and did its own thing and was absolutely fun. And Timothée Chalamet, I'll have to give it to him. Like, I thought he was absolutely the wrong choice, but he did fantastic. And I would love to see I'd love to see a second piece of this. I don't know that we will. But this is a great movie. And our friends over at Mutant, made by Mutant, have released a Mutant exclusive vinyl pressing of this movie. And the artwork in there is fantastic. The outer shell of the Mutant exclusive is a big golden wrapper for the Wonka, like a Wonka bar type thing. And then It's just great. So, and since the music is so good, it's actually a really good, a really nice thing to pick up because the artwork is great and the music is great. So,
Nice.
that's my full recommendation. I would give it a 9
I do
out
want
of
to
10.
see that one. Yeah, I need to.
I would give it 9 out of 10. It's pretty flawless in my mind. Go see Wonka. I was surprised it was still in theaters. It might not be in theaters where you are, but who knows? If it is, go pick it up or go see it. It's not necessarily one you have to see on the big screen, although it's good to support good films. And so if you can, I'd say go see it in the theaters. Otherwise, watch it by yourself, watch it on a date night, or watch it with your family. I think it works for any of those. Okay, Patrick, close us out.
Wow, you did it. Okay, give me 20 seconds to see if I'm blanking on this person's name. I want to.
I was trying to see when it's coming on streaming, but not.
Okay,
I'm
you
not
can
seeing
check on
anything
that.
quickly.
Mackenzie, help me. What's the guy's name that did the cover of Pure Imagination? But he was the person that the Cottrells used for their music at their wedding to walk down the aisle, which is an oddly specific thing to say right now. What's the guy's name? Jamie Cullum. Thank you, Jamie Cullum. That's the only side note. That's my favorite cover of Pure Imagination, is the Jamie Cullum cover. It's the only one I want to throw out. He does this thing where he with his band, he'll take like 1 hour, and they will take a song and they'll do a whole arrangement for it to create like a new cover and then perform it all within the span of an hour.
Oh, wow.
That's one of the songs he did, and it is an amazing cover.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I will make one adjustment, though, just for people listening. The version in Wonka is not a cover. It is a new version of the song. Like the lyrics in the beginning are different.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To tell a new story. And so
it's a bad cover.
It's not a cover at all. It's just a new
it's a
new
It's a sequel song or something.
rendition
I don't know what
of
is
that
exactly.
song, not the same lyrics. The lyrics change. The second half of the song is the same, but the first half is different to fit the new story that's being told. So anyway,
by the way, there's this other was it M&M's? They did this like they hired these artists to like make a cover, and it's like it's a cover of Candyman. And they're doing this thing where like the M&Ms are falling and the M&Ms are landing, and it's landing on instruments.
I definitely
and
thought that you
triggering them.
accidentally said M&Ms instead of Eminem, and I was like, this is just so funny.
No.
Like Eminem's hired all of these.
But what I'm trying to say is you can look up like Eminem's Candyman, you'll find the cover. Pure Imagination, when it's the kind of back half of the song in the film, it has Candyman. It has that vibe to it. It's kind of hilarious. Like if I found out that those people were involved in the arrangement, I would be completely unsurprised. So.
You saying that thing and the miscommunication with Eminem versus M&M's. I remember when I was in college, we were telling some older gentleman about Eminem, and he was like, oh, I love M&M's, da 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 da. And we were like, no. We said, no. Eminem, the rapper. And they said, yeah, Eminem rappers. I know. And so he continued to talk about the packaging of the Eminem candy.
Abbott and Costello.
Oh, gosh. It was so ridiculous. Okay,
All right.
Patrick.
I have future TV, and thankfully, the future is almost here. And that's because Full Swing Season 2 is coming out in the first week of March. And so I get to talk about Full Swing Season 1, what it is, and why you should watch it. I've talked about this in the show, I've recently been getting to this whole thing called golf. Can't play it, don't know how to play it, not even sure I want to play it. I was thinking today, the most exciting part of golf to me is the idea of walking around in a beautiful area and then someone bringing drinks to you. So it's really like
I was like, Mark Twain did say golf is a good walk spoiled.
It's really like a very bougie type of hiking. That's what I've realized that I enjoy is upper class hiking. But you get that at a golf course. But as part of enjoying golf, I started watching more of it. I want to understand what I'm watching. And Netflix has a show called Full Swing. The first season came out in February of last year. And Full Swing follows a group of golfers on the PGA Tour, and they're at various stages of their career. Each episode, so of the 8 episodes, each episode will follow 1 to 3 people, although it'll very deeply highlight one of the storylines going on. And they did a really good job of parsing through storylines that were very impactful or exciting for really, really different reasons. Now, I will say, as a whole, the documentary is not really talking about the season, okay? Even though it's getting into some of the politics that are going on, this is when Liv was forming and PGA versus Liv thing was happening. And if you don't know what that is, you can watch it in the documentary. That's great. It's not really doing much to recap the season. It's just deeply highlighting these players, even if it's in a kind of disconnected fashion. But the way they talk about different people, so like one of the episodes will highlight, hey, this is a rookie. This is his first season in the sport. This is what he's going through. Another episode is going to highlight, hey, this is a guy that used to be big 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but now he's barely even making the cut. Like, should he even still be out here playing? Another episode's going to deal with someone of like, okay, this guy had a 6-month period where he couldn't be touched, and now he hasn't won since. What's happened? Does he have the yips now? Is he in his head? Like, is he ever going to win again? Whereas another episode will be about the person that wins their first tournament, like everything it took for them to finally secure that first victory. And and again, these things are all so compelling. The other thing is golf has a bit of a disconnect for me as an outsider coming in, because I don't know, it feels weird rooting for a bunch of millionaires. That's kind of sometimes like that makes it hard to feel empathetic about a group of people. But what this show does a really good job at is making you see the human behind all of that, and feel a deep amount of empathy and see
even
them
for
as
rich
this, like,
people.
even for rich people, you can feel empathy for rich people. I didn't think I could, if I'm honest. But it turns out I can.
That's because you're part of the 1%, Patrick. Did you realize that you are part of this?
Yeah, but I'm like barely. I'm in like I'm not in the 0.1 part of the 1%. I'm in like the 0.989 part of the 1%. So
whatever helps you sleep, Patrick. Whatever helps you.
So anyway, I found the stories very compelling. I normally when I talk about shows, I end up saying like, oh, it's really good in episode 1, and then there's a bit of a lull, and then it's solid across the board. I found myself again feeling very drawn into these characters and very emotionally connected. And then at the same time, what's nice is that I can switch it off and I can turn on whatever game is on. Game, great. I can turn on whatever event is on this weekend. This past weekend was Genesis Invitational. Weekend before that was the Waste Management. I can turn it on and I can see these people and I know part of their story, and now I can kind of see this continuation. And so that's really enhancing. I feel like it's giving me a deep dive and allowing me to jump in and enjoy this game on a deeper level. Moving into season...
But you will not touch a club.
Will not touch a club.
The way that you said this, I definitely assumed you've been like golfing a couple times recently, like more than just Top Golf, at least once.
Never been.
Never?
So
He's never
season
played
2
golf.
that's coming out, season 2, honestly, I feel like Netflix kind of got lucky because, wow, they started following this group of people around at an incredibly...
opportune moment.
Yes, with Liv being created. I mean, this is a Saudi Arabian backed.
This is actually like a big deal in
league.
like golf land, because it was like basically
Huge.
it's sort of like the PGA, which is like the like MLB or NFL for golf, is having its first competition ever. Like that, like it's just been like a given that this is who runs golf, and now like
and not
live
just
is
competition, but there's this moral aspect to it as well. Of a
it's very
government known
interesting.
for human rights abuses that is now, hey, we'll give you tens of millions of dollars to switch over here, and then the PGA is having to ban players, and now their talent is divided, and so then as a spectator, you're trying to pay a lot of money to go to an event, but you don't even get to see like the people that you don't get to see like the whole like group of people that you would want to see. And then moving into this next season, which season 2 is going to detail, Liv and the PGA are potentially merging and are creating like one larger organization that and so like
but
this
there
is
was
all
serious
going on.
like not just like, oh, we're on opposite sides, like we hate each other, like beef. Like there was
It's like the Jets and the Sharks.
Yeah, but like driving, but
It's
also
just-
like
it was
driving
crazy that
players
they agreed
against
to merge.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have this situation where players are saying like anybody that's accepting this money, like you're destroying the game of like the pure game of golf. And anyway, so
It's like the
season
NFT. It's like NFTs and like AI of the art
It
world,
did
but
actually
for golf.
feel like a similar type of argument, but it is a little different. I don't know, but this is a pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
Like aside from that, like even if you don't know anything about golf, it's kind of a very unique thing about sports going on right now.
and that's what season 2 is going to get into, because
Yeah.
again we're all still fresh on the heels of this unfolding in season 2. So Netflix, the production crew that's working on this, they shot over 900 hours of footage, but they also have access to all of the PGA's footage from events and backlog. So they have something like 10,000 hours of footage to pull from as well. I saw a note where the PGA has they have an asset management system where people that have access, there's like 100 people that can like log in and pull from this footage that they keep compiling from
search
events
bank.
and et cetera. Yeah, exactly.
You can just pull a query. Yeah.
The number one user of their asset management system is the Netflix production team right now. So they are pulling tons of content, but that also means they're combing through thousands of hours of footage in order to piece together these like really impactful storylines. And if it's even in the ballpark of season 1, then I think it's a must watch. So if you haven't seen it, even if you don't know anything about golf, I mean, my wife would not consider herself a fan of golf. We put this show on. We watched every episode together. She really enjoyed it. And now we're actually planning on going to the event that's coming to San Antonio in a couple months and actually going to a PGA event. I mean, that's
nice.
how enjoyable this show was. So anyway, full swing on Netflix. You can watch it now. Season 2's coming in just a couple of weeks.
That will be you living your best life, because you'll be just able to walk around a beautiful place and have people give you drinks.
Oh, so you have to
Exactly.
go buy your own. You're ever going to go get your drinks yourself in that case, I think.
They won't let you. They won't let you swing a club at those events. So
Yeah.
you're good. You're fine.
And yes, for those that watch like Drive to Survive or like Match Point, whatever that one is, it's like those types of shows. Exactly. It's
I feel like
similar.
it's one of those things with like sports documentaries. Like on the surface, whenever like if I'm on Netflix and I'm scrolling, I almost always go past it. But if I am convinced to watch them, I always really get sucked in by the end of it, and I'm fully invested in I'm like, yeah, I want to play basketball or whatever.
I do love that our viewership on Twitch went down by 50% since I started talking about this.
golf.
So either y'all really hate sports or you just don't want to listen to me. But I'm gonna hope it's a
Hey,
sports
let's not rule out the idea that it could be both.
Why not both? Hey!
on that topic though, on the topic of future TV and sports related TV, I'm gonna tag on to that because I watched Welcome to Wrexham season 2. I kind of binge watched it a few weeks ago when I was sick, and love that show. And it has gotten me excited about golf.
I was like, I didn't know that show was about golf.
It has gotten me excited about soccer in a way that I've never been. And the people that I work with are very interested in soccer, and they could not get me to watch the World Cup with them when they were playing it during the day. I'm like, nah, I've got work to do. But season 3 of Welcome to Wrexham is coming out relatively soon, and I'm very excited. I know that if I were to actually follow soccer the way that I'm saying it has gotten me into, much like how you're now following golf, I would already know the outcome of what season 3 is, because it's for the entire it's this past season.
Well,
of
it's a
soccer.
surprise for you.
But I'm just far enough away from it that I can enjoy this show and actually be on the edge of my seat. So
For you, this is Friday Night Lights, despite that it's real.
right, it's wonderful, and so I believe a well-produced television show can absolutely get you interested in things that you weren't interested in before.
Oh yeah.
By
I
the
think
way,
that's kind of like the point of really good like movies or TV shows or books, or like, like stories of other people and other perspectives that aren't yours, and you get to learn all about them, and that's what makes them so special.
I didn't say the actual day. It's March 6th, by the way. March 6th is
Very
when
soon,
the next season comes out. So very close.
There's one thing we know we'll be doing that day.
Golfing.
Okay.
If that's it, then I think we need to roll our, again, traditional, foundational, original dice,
I
so we
did
can figure out what
just
we're talking
Google
about next
dice
week.
because my other dice are in the other room.
Oh, so you're already using future
Yeah,
versions
Dude,
of
see?
dice.
I got a 2 and I got future.
Cool. 2 is going to be front page, and I got a 3, so I got travel.
Okay. I got, what is that? I got
3
a
and a
past
1. So
something.
past travel.
Oh, I got a 1.
Ooh. Well,
Hey.
luckily we're doing trivia next week, so none of this
Oh,
matters.
yeah. Well, I assume that this will carry over to the
I'm
following
kidding.
week. So
I
you
know,
guys
I know.
will
I
have
was
to pick
just joking. I was just joking.
critical fail. Yeah, that is a good reminder, everybody. Trivia next week. If you have not already signed up, please make sure you do so. Share the link if you are playing, or even if you can't play, share the link just on your social media and tell people that there's a way for people to enter, because you do win things. You can win stuff from talented people. So please play the game. We are going to have a fun time. With that, I think what we will say is find everything with the show notes and links over at mof1.network. You can find the link there to sign up for, I almost said soccer, to sign up for trivia. And while you're there, you can also see all of the archives from the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Patrick, I think we've been doing this show for almost 10 years now, right? Isn't March our 10-year anniversary? We should probably
who
do something
cares?
for our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I believe we
Maybe.
started in 2014, and that would mean this March is,
That's nuts.
that is way nuts. But
That
there
is
are
crazy.
Name
two
one other thing that you've done for 10 years.
Breathing.
Yeah, I think she's right. I have been breathing for 10 years. Not many things last for 10 years. And so there's only a handful, and this is one of them. So we will figure out some way to celebrate that. But while we're figuring that out, go listen to some of your favorite episodes from the archives. Share them with people. Tell them that you listen. Say, hey, this is an episode that changed my life, or this was an episode that was funny. Either way, share it with people so that they know. I believe Kate shared something, shared us this past week. It was super nice of her, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she got a
and
new
so
job. Congrats, Kate.
Kate getting new jobs. See, people get new jobs when they listen and share.
Yeah.
So like that's
People also lose their jobs when they don't.
Well, that's an aggressive. That is an aggressive.
It does sound more optimistic if you do it from the other direction.
You will lose your job if you do not do this.
You stop listening. It's a guarantee.
Could you imagine? You got to know that there are people like data analysis people who get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to give data, and they use like weird versions of reality like that to tell the picture to the people that they're charging money to.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to think of. Okay. What's your normal person?
I support this, Jedi. We don't need to like recruit a Disney expert just to
I'm
participate.
gonna challenge no Disney trivia.
I'm fine with that.
I would just
Throwing
challenge
it out there.
Here's my
No
and
Disney
I
trivia.
like Disney. I would challenge more general Disney trivia, not like Disneyland, like in the archive,
park
deep.
specific, yeah.
Like that's what I would challenge, because even a Disney person was like, that was too specific. But hey,
But like if you do sports trivia, like harder sports trivia. Okay, go ahead, because I'll have Doug. Go ahead.
that's everything you want to find all that stuff. You can find us on social media at
like, do it, I've got a
M of
ringer.
One podcast all over the places. Subscribe on twitch.tv. Twitch.tv
love that
/M of
idea,
One
Mackenzie,
podcast.
yes.
You guys are talking through the outro.
I know. I'm sorry. I was too
actively.
excited.
I can edit this out. I can
But I
mute
can't
our
think.
tracks.
I can't think if you guys are talking while I'm
Too
doing
excited about trivia.
it. All right, we're gonna scratch all of that and we're gonna start this thing over. Welcome to episode 455. I'm just kidding. I actually think it's 545. I just
It is
dyslexed
5:45.
it.
Carol is
okay.
requesting old person trivia.
Old person trivia.
Okay.
Like,
So, like-
is it trivia for old people or trivia about old people?
I really
maybe, like,
hope Carol's
recipes
not
from
on
that
your team,
cookbook
Patrick, because just the comedy
It
of
has
that.
like the red like gingham plaid or whatever, like the cover, because every old person has that cookbook.
Okay.
the like
Brer
Julia
Rabbit.
Child.
My mom
like-
used to. She loved Brer Rabbit. So
Song of the South.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's other things, but that's Disney trivia.
So no.
I was
one
like
knows
things about the
that.
Titanic. I don't know what's
Old
what's old.
people
Yeah.
Disney trivia. Only things that old people would know about Disney. Okay. We're just going to say you know the drill for all this stuff, but make sure that you're following us on twitch.tv /M1 podcast, because that's where the trivia is going to happen next week, and you want to watch that live, because if you don't catch it live, you won't get to see it. You won't get to be a part of it. If you listen to the podcast, you're going to hear that we are taking a week off because we're not going to post the trivia to our audio podcast. So sorry, if you want to be a part of that, then you just got to join us when we're doing it.
It's much better watching it. It wouldn't be any fun to listen anyway.
It honestly is. Most of the things we talk about are very visual. And so, just join us that way.
And it's the most fun to be on a team and take part of it. So yeah,
that's
sign
true.
up.
We're going to leave it there, everybody. You can find me at Andrew Sale with 3s instead of E's on all the different platforms. Lauren, where can people find you?
I'm at Not Cool Co everywhere.
And Patrick, what's your handle again?
I'm at General Zod.
What? Did you just watch Superman or something? Where did that come from?
Kreider
Right
said it
here.
in chat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Different generals. I see.
I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
generals.
General trivia. Oh, that's very good. Very
That was
good.
funny.
We're going to get out of here, though. I'm Andrew.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Patrick.
Until next week, peace out.
Adios.
Bye. Okay.
It's a real chill outro.
We're just hanging out.
Hi,
Oh, yeah.
Doc.
That
Oh, hey,
is-
Doc.
That's...
Yeah.
Doc, where have you been?
He just came in
Hiding.
to say goodnight.
Well, hello
the
and goodbye.
He's the one who joined us after you talked about golf just to say goodnight.
He heard golf and he's like, I must come.
There's
I don't know
gotta
if Doc
be-
likes golf.
Where-
Doc
Bathtub
actually
chill.
hates golf. That's what's funny about that.
Is that true?
He hates it. I don't know his feelings about golf, honestly.
Okay. We do a how much did it cost round, but like produce from the 60s.
What?
Is this a Price is Right game now?
Thinking
Yeah.
of old people trivia.
I was like, we
I'm
could
just-
have
I
like
don't know.
a
I
Price
just
is
spit
Right
on
round.
here.
How about we just let the game master choose the
Yeah.
topics and just he knows the
But I would
He knows
particularly
us.
love a Bravo category. That would be fun.
I would hate it. So that means we'll
Yeah,
I know.
because I'm pretty sure Andrew has won this before, so I too would like a Bravo category. Thank you. Because I feel. Wait, who said what weird? Oh, produce? How did I say that weird? I feel like I would do better at Bravo trivia than Andrew would do at Disney trivia.
Wow. Okay. Let's do Disney trivia and Bravo trivia. And we'll see.
I was
But it
like,
needs
you
to be-
really think
My
so?
team.
But not Disneyland trivia. Disney trivia. Disney. Big
I don't know the
picture.
difference. I don't know the difference.
Well,
There's a
that
huge
makes you an idiot. I don't know what to tell you.
Thank
Well, you're just dumb.
I feel like I know enough about Bravo now because I've been watching The Traitors. So
Yes, I
feel
really
like-
want to talk to you guys about the Traitors, but it would involve heavy spoilers. So maybe we could stay on and talk about it, or talk about it afterwards.
Let's kick everybody else off this call. We'll
Yeah.
hang out and talk traders.
and we'll do that on our new platform so that we can test out our new
Yeah.
platform.
We do need to test that. That's a good point.
Guys, we
So-
have a new platform coming that Patrick built. It's
Yeah.
our own streaming area. It's not
Yeah.
anywhere where we have to pay people a bunch of money for subpar products. We can have subpar products for free.
Exactly.
Okay, everybody. Lauren's going to start waving.
Yeah, get out of here.
And then in
with that.
about 4 minutes, we'll leave. Bye.
Okay.
So stupid. The
Wait, I have the
went-
music,
The
so I
music
can't
went
do it.
away too.
I know, I realize
wait,
that
wait,
now.
Wait. Cut it again. Cut it again.
The music?
No. Cut you. Yeah, go back to me.